All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Bashmi Shah Bashmi Kwadash. And double honor to the apostles of the great millstone, and as well as giving also the salutations thereof towards the Yakim as well, that's forwarding this truth worldwide. And Shalom to the Yakim Wagwaf Yam too. Okay, for listening and heeding and growing thereby. And once again, it's your brother Laban. And this reads, Biden's executive order nightmare. Government will track every dime you spend. And when I was a sparring partner for professional boxers many years ago, I was taught to be wary of the jab. It is a tactic used to distract an opponent while setting him up for a devastating power punch that takes him down for the count. Biden is throwing jabs. Just imagine seeing Biden literally throwing jabs, man. What a sight to see. The power punch is a little known as executive order with the obnoxious number 14067 and its title, Ensuring Responsible Development of Digital Assets. In a 21st century world where cryptocurrency and cybercrimes are now embedded threats to our collective financial security, this executive order would seem to address these issues. That is the jab. In fact, this order includes language that allows the FRS, just to keep it short, to explore the possibility of introducing digital currency into the U.S. This means that your cash becomes a much colored paper. And that would not be the only catastrophic impact on our society and our nation's economy. Under this new digital currency, any transfer of funds to family, friends, charity, or clients would be able to be tracked by the nation's central bank that issued this virtual money. Big Brother will be in your wallet every hour or every day. And so there you have it. Everything that you spend. And I mean, I've spoken about this before, but just talking about it again because this is a part of the major prophecy we're looking forward to, and that is the mark of the you know what. And in order for you to get into this digital world, which is what they're setting up, you have to be a part of the digital system by you receiving the microchip, so to speak. Okay. And speaking of the microchip being the MOTB, I'm going to be addressing Nate's deplorable breakdown of Revelations 16 and 15, 16, and 17, which is the MOTB. Later on, Lord willing. And, what I also want to just bring in the mix into this particular video that I'm doing is speaking about what this individual said. Let me see something real quick. Just bear me for 1 minute. Yeah, this guy, J. Michael Evans, he also boasted of being able to track the people with carbon trackers. So not only will you be tracked with what you spend, but you're going to be tracked as well. You as an individual too will be tracked. Overall, this system is going to be a digital world where you're going to be monitored and all manner of data will be gathered from you. And it's all going to go back to the World Economic Forum. And as well as your government is going to be able to, get access to that information as well, right along with them, because as we already should know, that the World Health Organization is definitely going to be continuing to infiltrate other countries, and so there you have it. So they're going to be in your business and making sure that you're doing the right thing according to them in every step of the way, and that basically includes you being, as you can remember the term 2 years ago when we was under the experimental, COVID, lockdowns at the time. And the term is what? Track and trace, right? So what it is the fact that ultimately you're going to be tracked and traced. Every aspect of your life is going to be tracked and traced. And this is why I have to read this particular scripture, because they want to be like the creator in this case. As I'm going to explain, who opposeth, this is 2 Timothy's 2 and 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worship, so that he is as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High, right? And that's what the Great Reset, aka New World Order, is all about, is that they want to have more power way above than the already power that they already have. So they want to be God in that sense, and also they want to be, as I've explained, they want to be able to track and trace your every ways of life, and also, which is a part of the Most High too, is that he's an omnipotent power. And once again, as I'm going to say, they want to be like the Most High in this case too. They want to be omnipotent, as this reads, for the Spirit of the Lord filleth the world, and that which containeth all things have the knowledge of the voice. So what's the goal of Esau? Is to create a one world system, or a world which includes them resetting everything that which was once was, and call themselves the creator of that new world. And if you understand what I'm saying, they can then call themselves God in that way as well, changing the histories of things that we were taught, changing what is and what is not to be. And this is why they're now convincing people to change their genders, and as well as genetically modifying your food, and convincing you that a new form of meat to eat would be bugs, instead of you actually eating the real meat for your protein. So when you think about the Great Reset, just to simply put it, Esau wants to reset everything to his liking, and so that he can basically be omnipotent in the reset of everything that he has changed. That even includes you too, because even with the yabs, guess what? Some of them yabs that they've given to people is changing their DNA. So he wants to even change your DNA. And as a matter of fact, the most important part of you is to get rid of that VMAT2 gene. All right. And that's what the yabs have been doing to certain people. And once you get rid of the VMAT2 gene, which is your pineal gland, guess what? You can no longer see things from a spiritual perspective anymore. The only thing that you're going to be able to see is the carnal. So whoever appears to be the higher power within the carnal realm, you're only going to look up to that person that is your power within the carnal realm. So anything to do with God and the angels, anything to do with all of that stuff, that's not going to be in your mind anymore. Your spiritual part of you will no longer work anymore. Only the carnal side of you will work, and therefore you will only but acknowledge the carnal powers. Just to add, so the goal for the Most High, for Esau in this case, is to be like the power. But that's not going to happen, because the Lord is leading them towards the way. It's really the Lord that gave them the knowledge to give them this technology to begin with. Every aspect of life is being played out by the Father in heaven. So you think the Father's going to allow Esau to do that? That's not going to happen. Shall mortal man be more than the Most High? No. Shall a man be more pure than his maker? Hell no. So, like I said, Esau is really feeling himself right now, because he's been on top for 500 years, and he's been accumulating a lot from having us as slaves, and as well as the majority of the population is slaves right now. And they believe they can do way more than what they've already done already, because they've gotten away with a lot. Okay? But the Lord is just building a case and leading them on to fulfill the final prophecy, and as well as his final sin. And then the Lord is going to smack this man out of power and show who's the real power on the earth. And I'm going to read that as well, because I'm thinking about Luke 20. I think it's 21. I believe it's 25. As a matter of fact, let me read that right now. Luke, I think it's 21 and 29, man. Luke 21 and verse 29. Luke 21 and verse, or it could be a different precept in that. Yeah, this is it right here. Luke 21 and verse 26. Men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. And what are those things which will be coming on the earth? The angels of the Lord, which will appear. And Esau is going to liken them as AUPs and UFOs. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And that's what's going to happen. The powers of heaven of this current world are going to be shaken. They're going to be trembling because they're going to see who the real boss of this realm is. Okay. And that's when it's going to be well known who's really calling the shots and who's really been controlling things all along, who's been really the power that they can only but dream of being. The Lord only gave them a little portion of knowledge to be as what they are, which is nothing.